Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 3 in our new series, The 7-Day Soul on Sunday. Hope you've got to listen to and enjoy the previous 2 episodes. And this week, when I was thinking about what I was going to think about and reflect on, it came to me that during the week I noticed I haven't had the radio on in the car while I'm driving here and there. And even when I noticed it, I didn't want to turn the radio on, which I usually would. And I noticed that it was just, I needed more stillness and I needed quietness, and there was kind of enough going on inside my head. There was enough thought going on and I didn't want to add anything to it. And I think most of us live our lives both with that kind of constant narration in our head, pre-living and then living after the fact of whatever we might have lived through already and what's happened in our day and rethinking through it. And I kind of just reflected on that. And of course, stillness is one of the 7-Day Soul pillars from the book, The 7-Day Soul. And so I wanted to kind of talk a little bit more about that and stillness, not both physical, but not just physical, but also kind of reaching a mental stillness, and talking about just kind of reflecting on just how much of a narrator we do tend to have on in our lives every day. And just becoming aware of it is the first step. We don't need to stop it. Our mind does that. And even mindfulness, it's not to stop the flow of thought. It's to just, it teaches us to begin to become aware that we are thinking, and that behind that thinking, it's like saying, I am the thinker of these thoughts. And that gives us a sense of self that means that we're not just our thoughts. There is an us, an I, that exists, the very soul and essence of us that exists outside of our thinking. So I just thought I'd the reading for today, the one that I selected, I thought I would take from a book called The Calm Center by Steve Taylor. And some great readings in it. I think you might really enjoy it. But I thought I'd take this one and hope you enjoy it, and hope it helps you to reflect a little bit on your own thinking style, your own habit of thinking, the pace of your thinking, and just becoming aware of that flow of consciousness that probably is going through your head all day long, and being able to become aware of allowing it to pass you by, not to try and stop it, but just to allow to realize that's a thought, my mind is thinking, and that I exist behind that. I am the thinker of my thoughts. So I hope you enjoy this reading. It's called You Don't Have to Think by Steve Taylor. You don't have to think. You don't need to anticipate before you act and provide a running commentary while you're acting. Then replay your actions afterward, at the same time as watching and criticizing the actions of others. You don't have to argue with yourself about events that dissolved away decades ago, or resurrect ancient humiliations that can still inflame you with hurt and hatred. You don't have to weave imaginary worlds where you can satisfy your secret desires. You don't have to watch helplessly from the side while your mind whirls away, creating unnecessary discord and wasting precious energy. You don't have to think except when thought is necessary, when you need to bring your conscious mind to bear, to deliberate, analyze, or organize, or to let your imagination drift, allowing ideas and insights to emerge from the undercurrents of your consciousness. Thought should be a tool we can pick up when needed, then lay down again, leaving us undisturbed. Otherwise, there is no need for thought to disturb the natural stillness of your mind, to dilute the purity of experience, to distort reality through interpretation, to confuse the present with the past, and interfere with the impulses that gently flow from the silent part of you, which knows better than you think you do. So I hope you enjoy that. As I say, and mindfulness teaches us that we don't need to stop our thoughts, but I love that idea of being able to tap into our thoughts as a tool that we can pick up when we want to and lay down again. And the rest of the time, just to realize that there's a flow of consciousness going through, or a stream of consciousness, this is often called, going through our minds. But we don't need to dive into it. We don't need to be pulled along by the current. There are times to stand back and watch it pass. Hope you enjoy that. See you next week. Take care.